All right, so here is Tinker and Tanker and the spaceship. A spaceship, wow. Interesting. Tinker and Tanker were working in their repair shop. Tinker said, "Tanker, let's go to the moon." "Go to the moon? But how?" asked Tanker. "We will build a spaceship," said Tinker. "All right, let's," said Tanker, "right away." Seems like a good idea. They're going to build a spaceship. Wow. That's amazing. First, they bought a large basket. I guess the stork or the egret or the flamingo, whatever bird that is, sells baskets. The blacksmith made them an anchor. I see. Guess you gotta have an anchor if you're going to the moon. At the sailmakers, they got plenty of cloth and 13 spools of thread. What do they got in mind here? This is some kind of fancy spaceship they're gonna make. 13 spools of thread. Let's see what they got. The rope maker made 963 feet of brand new rope. Well, look at that. He's taking that thread and he's putting it through there and it's spinning it around, tying all those little threads together, making a big rope. That's cool. The bicycle man gave them a shiny red pump. Hoo-hoo! 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 Well, thanks for the shiny red pump, Mr. Owl. Who's that over there? Look at that dude. A little tiny mouse. He must be one of those mouse kids that they saved in the first chapter, right? And they're in the first story, remember? The engineer had just finished painting his locomotive. He gave them all the paint that was left over. Here you go, boys. You gotta paint your spaceship, of course. You don't want just a plain spaceship. At the airport, they borrowed a propeller, 2 parachutes and helmets, and goggles. Well, they're getting all the stuff lined up that they need. That sounds like quite a pile of jazz, man. And last of all, the fire chief gave them a ladder. Wow. Hope he doesn't need it to put out a burned out building. Look at that ladder. Huh? Hey, here you go. Here's the ladder. Huh. I'll be darned. So let's see. They piled everything into their truck. Look at that pile. And headed back to the repair shop. Tinker and Tanker are up to something, said the animals in Toodletown. What can it be? Tinker smiled and said, won't they be surprised when they see what we are going to build? Yeah, I'd be surprised to see somebody build a spaceship right there in Toodletown. That's a big pile of stuff. There's the anchor and the ladder and the red pump and the propeller. And they got it all piled in there. And the paint. Woo, the paint's falling out. It's spilling. And they started to build. Tinker made a motor out of all kinds of things, while Tanker sewed the pieces of cloth together. I see. Tinker is tinkering with the motor, and Tanker is sewing the big old cloth. Then they hoisted Tinker's motor into the basket. After all the ropes were tied together, Tinker painted the cloth in gay colors. Tanker got the bicycle pump and began to pump. Boy, that's a lot of pumping, man. That's not like pumping up a basket. I'm glad he's a hippo, because that takes a lot of energy to pump up that big old balloon. Let's see here. Look, a spaceship. Wow. Well, that's a whale of a spaceship. A spaceship, everyone shouted. Look, wow, everybody came running. Look at that. Holy mackerel. Wow, that's some spaceship. Tinker and Tanker were very proud. They put on their parachutes and their helmets and goggles and got ready to go to the moon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Zoom! and they went away. The crowd cheered. Yay! Woo! Yay! Yee-hee-hee, woo! There they go. But look, said the crowd, our friends are in trouble. Something is wrong. The balloon had sprung a leak. Tinker ran quickly up the ladder to patch it. Something was wrong with the motor, too. Tinker was trying to fix it in a hurry, for there was a windstorm coming. I'm not sure that Tinker and Tanker thought this one through. I guess that's the moon up there, huh? Oh, golly. Crash! The wind hit them hard, and poor Tanker was thrown overboard. Ah! Open your parachute, shouted Tinker. Must be a big parachute if it's going to stop a big old hippopotamus like him. Oh no! Yikes, help! The animals of Toontown rushed to help Tinker and Tanker, and the fire chief grabbed the runaway spaceship. And the fire chief grabbed the runaway spaceship. Dun dun dun, ba 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 ba, help, get him! Woo! Everybody wants to help Tinker and Tanker. What happens next? Thud! The spaceship landed, but not on the moon. Tinker thought he had landed on the moon. But alas, it was only the reflection of the moon in the water. Look at that, he saw the moon in the water, and he thought he landed on the moon. Crazy hippo. Whoa, the old whale balloon didn't quite make it. The doctor came. Are you hurt? He asked. Tinker had a cut on his ear, and the doctor bandaged it. Tanker was just all wet. Well, I think they count themselves lucky. Huh? They carried the spaceship back to town in a steam shovel. What a sad ending, said Tanker. I guess our spaceship was just not built to go to the moon. We have just wasted our time building it. Wait a minute, I have an idea. Look at that big steam shovel. Picked it up. Steam shovel is a big shovel that's run by steam. All right, so let's see. What a good idea it was. Every moonlit night after that, Tinker and Tanker fastened the spaceship to the Toontown train, and all the animals took turns riding in it. And even though the spaceship wasn't going to the moon, it seemed to the animals that it was. Well, isn't that nice? They figured out how to make lemonade out of lemons. Look at that. And there's the moon. The moon's up there. He's smiling like, hey, how you doing? You didn't get me. You didn't come up here, but you had a nice time trying. The train is pulling the balloon, and everybody's happy, and they can still take a nice ride and pretend they're going to the moon. And on other nights, Tinker and Tanker put the spaceship at the top of the repair shop. After all their work was done, they would climb up the ladder into the basket and dream that they were really on a trip to the moon. There you go. So that's the end of Tinker and Tanker's adventures. Sleep tight. Dream of the moon. Love you.